So wait, the people on the call, they didn't say anything?
They had to have in order for him to be like, I made a mistake or whatever. Somebody had to say something to him.
They had to wait it for a little while, because in order to do that, you have to get undressed. You have to get whatever little material you're gonna use.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to proceed doing that. And if you, like, they had to have seen this and was just watching. Unless he had on headphones or something.
Oh my God.
Because if you, I'd be like, hey, what you doing? We see you.
Hey,
right here.
Hey, no.
Wait a minute.
We got a lot to get into, and so I know you're ready. I'm ready. Really dig into some stuff. You got any idea where you want to go first today? Oh, dummy number one, yes. There's a lot of idiocy going on this week. So excited to talk about it all. All right, on the Puzzle Podcast, first thing we're going to talk about today. This story came out of CBS News. Feds arrest rapper who bragged in music video about getting rich from jobless benefit scam. Tennessee rapper who boasted in a music video about getting rich from committing unemployment fraud has been arrested in Los Angeles. A guy named Baines was arrested Friday on 3 felony counts of access device fraud, aggravated identity theft, and interstate transportation of stolen property. Baines, who is known online as Nuke Bizzle, faces up to 22 years in federal prison. Baines and his co-conspirators fraudulently obtained at least 92 debit cards preloaded with more than $1.2 million. The employment debit cards were issued in the names of third parties, including identity theft victims. They said the cards were sent to addresses to which Baines had access in Beverly Hills and the Koreatown neighborhood of Los Angeles. Baines goes by the stage name Nuke Bizzle in posts on Instagram under the accounts Nuke Bizzle 1 and Nuke Bizzle 23. The rapper bragged extensively about his ability to defraud California's Employment Development Department. In the video, which apparently was posted on September 11th, prosecutors say Baines rapped about doing my swagger for EDD and getting rich by going to the bank with a stack of these while holding up several envelopes from the EDD. A second man raps in the video, you gotta sell cocaine, I just file a claim. So, if you gonna do some dirt.
Wait, first off, why you say his name like that?
What, Nuke Bizzle?
Nuke Bizzle.
Bizzle.
You gotta move the neck with it.
That's right, Nuke Bizzle. Because his name is dope, even though he dumb. Like Nuke Bizzle. Yeah.
How is that dope?
I do have no idea. I just like Nuke Bizzle.
What is Bizzle?
Big. Nuke Bizzle. Bizzle. Business. Bizzle. Nuke Bizzle. He was doing Bizzle. Exactly. He was doing Bizzle for shizzle, my nizzle. Exactly.
What's his real name?
His real name is Fontrell Antonio Baines. Ain't got nothing to do with his name. So, listen, if you're gonna do some dirt, don't brag about it in a music video. That's all I'm saying. Like, you are a well-known, I don't know how known, but well-known enough for the feds to start eyeballing you. And you not only put it in a lyric in a song, which all rappers do in some way, shape, or form. I mean, rappers talk about selling cocaine all the time. Then you have the audacity to do music videos where you're holding up the very cards and the very envelopes that you have defrauded or that you have frauded, from the EDD. So if you're going to do some dirt, dummy. Don't post it on Instagram. Don't post it on social media. Don't make a music video about it. And for dang sure, don't make sure if you're gonna do that, don't make it where people can then find out who you are. Cause bruh, you're on Facebook and Instagram under not one, but 2 accounts at least. Nuke Bizzle 1, Nuke Bizzle 23. And everybody knows who Nuke Bizzle is.
I don't.
I'm just saying, like, the feds know, the people who matter know.
He wanted to be like the other rappers and singers and tell his story through his words. You remember?
Tell your story through your words, not through video. That's the problem. You can tell your lyrics, you can do the lyrics all day. Listen, dude.
You know they did it in video too.
They didn't do it like that though, where they were showing live pics of the actual things they stole. Like it was all fake. Like
was it though?
I mean,
When was
okay.
the last time we looked at a music video though?
Last
People
time.
don't make music videos no more. That's probably
Apparently
what he
they
thought.
do. Apparently they do because he makes a music video.
That's probably what he thought. He was like, people don't make a music video. No more.
Boy,
So let me make
like,
a music
bro,
video
how-
with all my stuff on here.
How dumb do you have to be to make a music video of you with the evidence of frauding a government institution? Like,
Probably how nobody could really see it.
listen, you got other rappers, because another rapper said the line that probably got him in trouble more. A second man in the video. You gotta sell cocaine, not just file a claim. So he had friends. It wasn't just him, there was a whole team.
catch him?
They caught him too.
They caught them too.
Yeah! God, they say something about 704. Yeah, the schemers allegedly accessed more than $704,000 of that money through cash withdrawals. So there's a whole nother 300 some or 500 some thousand dollars that's just sitting in the bank. But they already blew through 704,000 of it. And I bet you it's on rims and spinners. Ain't nothing to help no community or nothing like that. It's all for them. But they got caught, the dummies. Again, if you're gonna do dirt,
Don't do dirt.
don't do it.
Just do.
Don't do it.
Don't do dirt.
But if you're gonna do it,
Don't do it at all.
but if you're gonna do it,
Just like they said, if you don't want to get pregnant, don't have sex. If you don't,
But if you gonna do it.
you don't want to go to jail, don't do a crime.
but if you're gonna do it, right here. If you're gonna do it,
Don't do it.
if you're gonna do it, I need y'all to hear me. If you're gonna do it,
Be smart.
thank you. That's all I'm
No,
saying.
no, no,
Thank
no,
you.
no, no,
Thank you.
no, no,
I'm
no.
sorry. That's all I'm saying.
I'm saying, be
Battle
smart.
plan. Do not have people
Be smart and
know
don't do it.
what you're doing, how you're doing it. If they ain't sure have the feds see it on. Somebody told them somebody. I tell you that right now. But even still, man, you got the
They
envelope.
put the videos out there.
They got the envelope, man. The envelope is in the video.
They put the video out there, or was it supposed to be a video that was like just for them, and then somebody leaked it?
World's dumbest. Number 1, right there. Number 1. Well, maybe number 2. Yeah. If you have any comments, feel free to fill out that comment box right there, down there somewhere. And we'll try to get to them as fast as we can if I can read them from far away. You're watching Puzzled with the Mad Hatter and Red Owl right here on Instagram and live on Facebook as well. And we will take this and have it put together on YouTube later on next week.
So we're just gonna go through the dummies.
Oh, we're gonna go through all the dummies first. Okay, dummy number 2.
I want him to be last.
You want him to be last? So, okay, dummy number 2.
I want him to be dummy number 3.
Okay, cool. Dummy number 2. So that's third place. So this is the third place dummy right here. Second place goes to Odell Beckham Jr. This report came from CNN. LSU bans Odell Beckham Jr. and self-imposes penalties as NCAA investigates rules violations. LSU is self-imposing penalties on its football program as the NCAA investigates the team for rules violations. They're reviewing payments made to the father of a football player, according to the report. Report says that school will dock the football program 8 scholarships over the next 2 years. They can offer up to 85 scholarships. 85 scholarships per school year. In addition, the university will reduce the number of recruitment visits to prospects. Sports Illustrated is also reporting that former LSU wide receiver and current Cleveland Browns player Odell Beckham Jr. has been banned from the school's facilities for 2 years. Beckham was seen on video counting and then slapping cash into the hands of LSU players following LSU's victory over Clemson in the college football playoff national championship in January. Former LSU Joe Burrow said in a Part of My Take podcast from Barstool that he too received money from Beckham. So, listen. Well, I think what upsets me about this is that you would think that someone who has gone through college, has gone through the process, gone through the system, and should understand the rules of how this all works. You would think that he would have respect for those said rules, even though he's no longer a part of the NCAA and is now a football player himself. You would think that he would have enough respect to have actually maintained a level of integrity with the football players that he was visiting after the championship that they won. Now, in fairness, I understand he was happy, excited. His college team won the game. He's an alum, the whole 9 yards, and so he wanted to go down and congratulate the team on winning the national championship. No problems with that whatsoever, although it is kind of a little suspicious because, again, by the rules, you're not supposed to be having any real direct contact with anybody big until you get out of college. And so there's still some gray area even in that. But again,
But how can that be possible? What if you're related to somebody?
I mean, you're right. So again, it's great.
Yeah, what if they're his friend?
It's great. It's a gray area because again, you don't want to make it appear as if you are trying to cause a college student athlete to be swayed to make decisions based on those relationships. So you have to be very careful and report relationships that you have, so that way it's kind of like if you're in a relationship with somebody at work. You know, you have to let HR know, hey, we're in a relationship, everything's above board, it's not influencing my, ability to do my job.
So they have to know if they're in a relationship with anybody?
Anybody who has influence or power in a way. Well, okay, so if one of the football players, for instance, has a relationship with a football agent that does stuff with the NFL, it is possible that your decisions can be influenced by
Whose decision?
the college football athlete.
Okay.
Decisions that he makes can be swayed by that certain person, that agent. Or say if my dad played football for a certain organization, they're trying to ensure that there's a certain level of integrity that is taking place within football, to the point of the issue that we have with him, because Odell Beckham Jr. gave money to the athletes after they won the championship. Mm-hmm. It can appear as if they were playing for Odell Beckham Jr. to give them money. Now, I don't think he called them and said, hey, if you win the national championship, we're going to give you...
they were, so what? It's not like they did anything illegal
No.
to win the championship.
But that's the issue. That's the gray area that they don't even want to have to entertain whatsoever. Rather than have anybody try to say, oh, they only did what they did because they were going to get paid, or whatever the case is. It doesn't make it right.
Yeah, and even if they did, they won. Who cares? They won fair and square.
Right. So it's not like it really matters in the grand scheme, but at the exact same time, because of the rules that are currently in place, this was a bad look, an extremely bad look. Because now you make it appear as if these football players, were playing for cash at a time where there's no rule for it. Now they've since started changing some rules around to where athletes can make money for themselves, but that's a whole other can of worms. But the point being, given the rules that are currently in place, Odell Beckham Jr.'s actions has now caused a bad light to be put on LSU to where they now have to give up scholarships. They now have to give up some recruitment. Now, again, they're only losing 8 scholarships over 2 years compared to the other 85. So it's not. But right, it's stupid. But he put them in that compromising position by doing that, knowing what the rules are. So it's like, bro, why would you do this? Why? You know what the rules are. It don't matter whether you're drunk, whether you're high, or whatever the case is. After the football game is over, you should have known better than to tend to put this school in this compromised position, and then expect expect nothing to come from this. You got me?
Okay, so I get it. You know, rules are rules. Wherever you go, you have to follow the rules. I think the rule is dumb.
The rules are dumb.
The rule is dumb because you can be influenced by anybody.
Talk about it.
It doesn't have to, you know, be a relationship with somebody big. You can be influenced by your significant other. You can be influenced by your family members. Like, it doesn't matter who it is. I mean, I get it though, but still I think it's dumb. Even if they did get paid for winning the championship, they won. It wasn't like anybody was caught taking steroids or anybody paid somebody to do something to somebody to make them do a certain move on the field. It wasn't like that. Like, they won fair and square on the game. Now, so they can't get paid for winning. So you mean to tell me that if they went out with their family and got money because they did such a good job, so what then?
Right.
Like, it makes
see,
no
again,
sense.
right? It's dumb. It's dumb because you can't even. You know, look.
If he wants to do that for his team, then why not let him? Like, I mean, I get the rules.
No, right? No, you're right.
But
he can't even. This is how dumb the rules are. He can't even take them out to eat. To say congratulations. He can't take the team. He can't take a person, let alone the whole team. If he wanted to take the whole team out and say, hey, dinner's on me, he can't do that because of the rules. That's how messed up the rules are.
So he couldn't do it that night. So what if he was like, hey, next Friday, y'all want to just go chill?
Can't do it.
Well, it has nothing to do with the game. He just said, do y'all want to go chill?
Doesn't matter. That's how messed up the rules are.
I can't have friends who are big out there because of some rule. That don't make any sense.
None.
Like, it has nothing to do with the game.
Nothing.
So I can't be your friend because I used to go here and I'm big now. That's so stupid.
Right. Because it appears as if that person may influence you in some way, shape, or form to do X, Y, or Z.
Who cares? Who came up with the rule?
The NCAA. The dummies. And that's why they're getting sued.
So there's more. So you know, there's more than one dummy in this story. And you know what? Maybe he did. Maybe he did that to start something.
Maybe, because I mean, at the end of the day, I mean that's why they're trying to figure stuff out now. The courts are already, you know, trying to make it to where athletes can get paid for their likeness, for their talent, and all that.
It's not even about that. It's the dumb rule that I can't be friends with somebody who is at a higher level of fame or whatever than me. That makes no sense. Like, so I have to just be by myself. What if my daddy was on this team? So what you gonna do?
You gotta go tell the NCAA, and they gotta tell you what to do about it.
What you
Don't
mean?
look at me.
What I'm gonna do about it?
Listen.
Y'all can kick rocks. That's
just
my
saying.
daddy.
I'm just saying. You gotta tell them.
You can't live with him anymore.
Well, I mean, I think they'll let you live with them.
No, it's dumb.
It's dumb though. It's still dumb.
You can't talk to him. What the?
He
can't come to the games. Who you?
I mean, they gonna come to the games now. All I'm saying is they have to make sure that the NCAA knows, and the NCAA. And I don't think the NCAA is gonna be like, you can't have it, you can't talk to your daddy or whatever. But you gotta make sure they know, because if they don't, then when something happens, like the guy who they didn't talk about, the NCAA is reviewing payments made to the father of a football player. Like, somebody of big influence paid a dad for something. We don't know whether it's to go to that school or they paid his bills in order to, They paid the dad because they bought his car. You happy? Right. You
get out of my business.
And that might influence that kid's decision to go to that school. All I'm saying is that's the rule. It doesn't make it right, But at the same time, it's understandable to a certain degree, because if that's the case, then you'll be able to stack the deck with the best players if you have the most money to give the kids. Don't look at me. I didn't write the rules. I think it's dumb. But whatever. I think college athletes ought to get paid. Everybody else getting money off of them. Why can't they get a little bit of it?
It's not about them getting paid. It's not like everybody's gonna get paid every year. That's just something he wanted. That's just something he wanted to do that year. Just
that
like
day. What you talking
or
about?
that day. I mean, just like if somebody out the blue came up to you and was like, just like we do. Just like we do maybe for the homeless person. You know, go up to them and give them money for that day, or give them food for that day. It's not like something we're going to be doing every single day or every year.
Right. It still ain't right, though, according to the NCAA. Like I said, the rule is dumb. They're dumb. He's dumb. They're all dumb.
Next dummy.
Next dummy. If you have any comments, fill out that comment box below. We'll try to get to it as fast as we can. In the meantime, we're going to talk about the number one dummy of the week. New Yorker suspends Jeffrey Toobin after he reportedly exposed himself on a Zoom call.
Oh, baby.
A New Yorker writer, Jeffrey Toobin, has been suspended pending an investigation after reportedly exposing himself during a video teleconference between magazine staffers and WNYC radio staffers. Toobin described the incident as an accident in a statement to Vice Media. The New Yorker confirmed Toobin's suspension to NBC News in a statement that said it is investigating the incident. I believed I was not visible on Zoom, Toobin said in his motherboard statement. I thought no one on the Zoom call could see me. I thought I had muted the Zoom video. You ready? You sitting on you waiting on. Jeffrey Toobin has asked to take some time off while he deals with a personal issue, which we granted. The person at CNN said. That's all in that. Go.
So he thought the call was on you?
Uh-huh.
Why wouldn't you wait till the call is over? First of all, I don't think people know what expose himself means, because I didn't know.
Okay.
I thought he was just
now,
getting undressed
according
taking a shower
to the TV show Brother from Another, Michael Smith and Michael Holly were reporting this story as well, and they got more information about it. I should have followed up to go get more of the story. I forgot to do that this week, but according to them, and of course, at the same time, here comes Child. Hi.
Hello.
I can't tell y'all what he did, cause she in here right now. So according to the Zoom call, thank you. According to the Zoom call, I knows it, but according to the Zoom call, according to Brother from Another, he was on another call with another person, and he proceeded to masturbate on said call.
With the other person.
With the other person.
So it's like you're on a computer and
on a
you
computer,
have two calls.
So there's a second call that either came through his phone or it came through the computer. He thought he muted the main call. Now, I guess maybe he got off that call. He was like, okay, bye, I gotta go, or whatever. He got on this second call. And on this second call, whoever it was that was on it proceeded.
So why could you not wait until your call is over? It must have been that bad. It must have been that bad. Like, or the person who you was on that call with was like, if we don't, then I'm gonna leave.
My whole thing is, bruh. Okay, if what you're saying is true, bruh, turn the laptop off.
So wait, the people on the call, they didn't say anything?
They had to have in order for him to be like, I made a mistake or whatever. Somebody had to say something to him.
They had to wait it for a little while, because in order to do that, you have to get undressed. You have to get whatever little material you're gonna use.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to proceed doing that. And if you, like, they had to have seen this and was just watching. Unless he had on headphones or something.
Oh my God.
Because if you, I'd be like, hey, what you doing? We see you.
Hey,
right here.
Hey, no.
Wait a minute. No. First of all, for you to be on another call, so okay, I guess I have to. I'm not familiar with the whole. Like, so you're on Zoom, right?
You're on
It's
Zoom.
on your computer. So if it was on the computer, how can you hold that call to go to another call? Is it like split screen?
So no, there's a button. So it opens up into a window. It opens up like a window. You can have multiple windows. Okay, and for you to no longer be visible, you have to go onto that said call and mute both your sound and your video. You have to mute both of them. Now, I don't know whether or not it can automatically unmute itself, but I doubt it because it hasn't happened to me yet.
So I wonder, did he mute it to where he couldn't hear them?
Or they couldn't hear him, and he probably muted them too. Probably muted them and himself, but didn't mute the video. It's quite possible that's what happened. But here's the thing. From what I can tell, whenever that light's on, that means your video is on. So it don't matter to me. If you're on another call, then you got to make sure that whatever call you're on is controlling the video that's being seen. Because again, if it's true that he was on another call, my computer only one program can control the camera at a time. I can't use more than one camera. I can't use more than one program to run that camera. So if I want to say do Facebook and YouTube, I can't use one camera to do it. I don't have that capability. Now, maybe there are others who do, but I can't. I have to use two cameras to run two programs to do this. That's why we got my stuff set up the way I got it set up. So if that's the case with him, there is no way that he was able to have this conversation with this person and this person be able to see him if he's using the same computer or whatever to do what he needed to do, and him not realize, hey, this person can't see me. There's just no way. It doesn't make sense to me, because this other person would have to tell you, I can't see you, and you gotta hear them say that. Because listen. All I'm saying is, dummy number one, look, if you gonna do this, what did we just say with the first person? If you gonna do this, be smart. Be smart. If you gonna do it, if you gonna do it, I'm not condoning it in any way, shape, or form, unless it's your spouse, and even then, whatever. But listen, you're gonna do what you want to do anyway. So if you're gonna do it, don't do it while you at work, man. Wait till you not at work no more. Wait until it's all shut down. Now, I know that they were saying on Brother from Another, the fact that we all work from home now and stuff like that, it's kind of hard to differentiate between work and home and all that kind of stuff. But listen, no, do not, in any circumstance, if you know you working, just by some stupid chance that your work and your home is about to cross paths, you need to put a block up. Because at the end of the day, people losing jobs over stupidity. There was no reason why he is on a call with magazine staffers and WNYC radio staffers to be in a position to expose himself. There is no reason for that whatsoever. I know some of us, we wear professional tops and shorts, or professional tops and panties, or professional tops and, underwear, whatever, while we're doing our jobs, but you need to make sure that when you're done with that, you shut it down. Don't put it on mute. Don't put it on silent. Don't put it on invisible. Because listen, as long as that light is on, you can be seen. You can be heard. So don't even put yourself in that position. Because at the end of the day, this dude got suspended, and we probably won't see him till after the election because we gonna pick on him, and then he gonna get picked on. He gonna have, in order for him to get back on TV, he gonna have to pick on himself for about 2 days. He is gonna have to fall on his sword for at least 2 days, because everybody and their grandma know what he did. Everybody and their grandma gonna be laughing at him, and everybody and their grandma gonna be like, "You done me." And that's why he is dummy number 1 this week. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to fill in that comment box below. We'll try to get to it as fast as we can. You're watching Puzzle with the Mad Hatter and the Red Owl. Love you, boo. All right. Which one next? All right. This story was written on, it doesn't say. Oh, yes, it is October 19th, and this is coming from Complex. Steph Curry defends wife Ayesha amid criticism over her look. You beautiful, baby. Golden State Warriors star Steph Curry came to his wife Ayesha's defense after she was needlessly hated on for experimenting with a new look through the use of a wig and an Instagram filter. You beautiful, baby. And don't let anybody tell you differently, okay? I mean it. There's just a bunch of memes out there, and I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Do you, boo-boo? Steph commented, P.S. If the wig falls off, I won't tell anybody. I promise. Pinky promise. It'll be hilarious, though. I won't anybody know. Wait, that's been you in this bed this whole time? I ain't even know. Now I'm tripping.
You're so dumb.
So people responded, being mean to his wife. Because she said mom goes blonde temporarily, she wrote, and then there are people who came to her defense. It's Ayesha Curry eating up this blonde for me. Boom, I don't care what y'all say, Ayesha Curry looks good. Switched up and gave her husband a whole new personality. Is it me, or is Ayesha Curry one of the most stunning women on the planet? There are people also accused Ayesha, and this is the part I want to talk about today, of trying to look like a white woman, while others simply been out of shape over her decision to try out a blonde wig. No matter how hard people may have tried to turn her off to the blonde wig, it doesn't appear to be going anywhere, judging from Ayesha's story. Let me see if there's anything else I want to say about it. Oh, here we go. Ayesha has been open about her struggles with self-esteem, especially as an NBA wife. During an appearance on Red Table Talk in May 2019, the mother of 3 got candid about the attention her husband gets and how it affects her, how she views herself. Something that really bothers me, and honestly, can I do the voice? I'm gonna do the voice. Something that really bothers me, and honestly has given me a little bit of sense of insecurity, is the fact that there are, like, all these women throwing themselves at him. But me, I know, the past 10 years, I don't have any of that, she said. I have 0. This sounds weird, but like male attention. So then I begin to internalize it, and I'm like, is something wrong with me? She continued, I don't want it, but it'll be so nice to know that like someone's looking. That was terrible. I'm never gonna do that again. It's horrible, and I apologize to everybody because y'all don't all sound like that. But so for me, like, it bothers me when we keep having to have this conversation, and I think it's more so a matter of us feeding into the negativity instead of it being about the goodness of a person. And what I mean by that is, this shouldn't even be a story. Like, there shouldn't have been a magazine article, there shouldn't have been a CNN post, there shouldn't have been anything about Ayesha Curry deciding to put on a blonde wig that day. Like, I understand this need to have something to say about something, but let's save that for Kim Kardashian and them. Ayesha Curry decides to put on a blonde wig. Who hasn't put on a blonde wig? Who hasn't dyed their hair? Who hasn't changed their look? And it seems like no matter what she does, no matter how when she's trying to be honest about what's going on in her life and how she feels about things, people want to dog her for that. When she decides to lose weight because she wants to be healthy, some people dog her for that. When she decides to change her wig up and change her hairstyle up, people dog her over and over and over again. And it's like, at what point do, one, people grow up? and stop worrying about what another person decides to do with their hair or with their clothes or with their bodies or whatever. And two, at what point does the media say we're not gonna feed into this? 3 or 4 people saying something negative about somebody, like, bro, why are we feeding into that? Like, who cares what these negative naysayers have to say about anything or anyone, that's in the world? Like, why do we continuously feed into that as if the negativity is the story? Because it's not. The fact Steph Curry defends his wife, nobody cares. That shouldn't be the headline, that he had to defend his wife. He didn't have to defend his wife. He did what any good husband would do for his wife and said something, for the sake of saying it. But at the end of the day, it didn't matter whether he did or didn't. She still posted the doggone picture in the first place. She doesn't care. So it's like, at what point do we stop feeding into this negativity monster and just let people be who they're going to be? Furthermore, I'm sick and tired of this whole thank you took it out of my mouth. Whole narrative of she's trying to be a white woman. No one cares. No one cares. This whole idea of cultural appropriation, yes, there is some merit to it, but at the same time, who hasn't wanted to look like somebody else? Whether it's black, white, purple, pink, whatever. I said this before about superheroes, so they were tripping over the fact that somebody was going to make that Ariel was going to be a black girl instead of a white girl in the live make of Little Mermaid. Who cares? Like, these are made up people. If a white kid wants to wear a Black Panther costume for Halloween, what are we going to do? Troll him because he's a white kid wearing a Black Panther costume? We should be grateful that he wants to be T'Challa. God rest Chadwick Boseman's soul. Like, we should be grateful that right. It's the characters that they see, and that's who they want to be. We should thank God that some black kid wants to be Superman or Batman or whatever, and not some thug out there on the streets. We get so caught up and wrapped up in this whole she's trying to be white. Ain't nobody trying to be white. She's trying to look good and trying to be spicy for her man.
I think about that with dolls too. Like how people are so, just, okay, my child is black, so my child needs a black doll, and my child is white, so my child needs a white doll. Or we want to make Latina dolls so we can have a Latina doll.
Latina presence and reference, right?
But honestly, here in this house, we really do not care. Like, our kids have white and black dolls. Like, it's almost like saying, probably comparing apples to oranges, but it's almost like saying because I have a girl, she can't have a boy doll. You know what I'm saying? And so, I feel like the fact that he came, to her defense was very noble of him too, and the fact that she dealt with self-esteem. Like, I feel like that's part of the reason why he did that too. And I love it when you can see couples in the world who are out there, like famous type, who stand by each other like that. And so I feel like that should have been blown up. The fact that she has someone in her life who doesn't care.
Yes.
Blonde wig, black wig,
whatever, big, small.
It's not the physical so much, but it's the inside that is what keeps me attracted to you.
Right.
And so I feel it's dumb. People worried about the wrong things. And you think that it's mainly government. Being racial toward different people.
But we racial against ourselves, man.
It's the people.
So, you're right. So, it's people. It's people. I saw a story on Facebook the other day. I'm trying to remember it right now. These kids who were given a choice, they could either give the gift. They got 2 gifts. One was for them and one was for their parents, and they could either pick it for themselves or they can pick it for their parents. And most of the kids picked it for their parents. And they say it because my mom cooks for me, she cleans for me, they're there for me, I love them, and I want to give them something. I don't get a chance to give them anything, so I want to give them something. They were like, because you picked the gift for the parents, we're going to give you the gift for the parents and for you. And they, instead of showing mom and dad, hey, look at what they gave me, they gave their parents their gifts first and said, because I love them. Like, you got to be taught to hate. You really got to be taught to hate. Like, I know there's some sociopathic kids out there who are born with some issues, but even those things I think can kind of be rectified, you know, mental health speaking. But then
you can dislike some things, just like if you know, like taste food or something like that, and don't like it.
Right.
But hate,
you gotta be taught. You gotta be taught to hate to the level that we see it, man. Cause like, bruh, again, who cares what Ayesha Curry wants to wear? Who cares?
It's her.
It's her. That's what she wants to do. She not even she don't care. Now again, yes, self-esteem and insecurities aside, you know, she is working. It looks like she's worked those things out very well, all things considered. And so I get where she was coming from last year when she said, hey, you know, I just want to know that I'm attractive. I want to know that, you know, can catch the eye of somebody. It's not like she's saying, you know, I want another man, but it's just nice to know that, hey, you know, people find me attractive. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's not like she was saying it to the degree where she was like, so I'm going to throw myself out there and, you know, and flaunt myself and change my hairstyle so I can get people to like me. As a matter of fact, when she did the post, guess who was in the post with her? Her husband. So again, it's not like she was out there trying to floss for the gram or whatever. I mean, she's going to do that regardless just because of who she is by default. So it's like, people, grow the frick up. Like, it is not this deep. We should not have been talking about this today. This should have been a footnote somewhere. There's no reason why that should have made any type of news whatsoever. And we should just seen it on Instagram, liked it, and moved on. Questions or comments, fill out that comment box below. We'll try to get to them as fast as we can. You're watching Puzzled with the Mad Hatter and Red Owl. Speaking of people and issues with folk who wear stuff. Photograph of Finland's Prime Minister sparks sexism controversy. Why? Finland's Prime Minister Sanna Marin became the world's youngest woman to assume the title last year at age 34. She's become the center of a controversy involving her attire in a photo shoot with some arguing her blazer with nothing underneath was unbecoming of the office. I'm going to show y'all a picture. This is Miss Marin, Prime Minister of Finland. This is the outfit that she's wearing. It's a blazer with nothing underneath.
How you know it was nothing underneath?
They told it's in here. They actually said it. I thought they said it. So I've never seen them say that. Yeah, here it is. The fashion photographer Jonas Lundqvist did it in a style that was common for the style and fashion arm of the magazine. So this is the magazine that does style and fashion. So it's not like it was a political magazine. It's not like it was a whatever. And so they said we've had that sort of photo before. We portrayed women in blazers with nothing underneath for years and years with famous people. They've never created a response like this. So so what I loved about the story, but I'm still talking about what I want to talk about anyway, is the harsh critics on one side have been equally met by support by men and women posting their own images in blazers with the hashtag I'm with Santa.
Working.
Right. And so people responded in kind. You know, we had men doing it too. Blazers with nothing on underneath, and there was a lot of stuff, a lot of busty stuff. But then here was the cover. If you can really see it, I mean, you know, the cover portrayed her as the political person I guess they wanted her to be. It had a whole turtleneck. It got to be hot. You know what? We're still in October, but it's Georgia. So once again, I think the part that bothers me, once again, is that
That's not really bad. Like,
it's people, y'all, leave people alone, man. Like, bruh, okay, so
it was classy to me.
I don't want to put this. You go ahead and talk. I'm figuring my thoughts out in a minute.
I mean, to me, it looks classy. It's just another, episode where people are so stuck on how a certain person is supposed to look, supposed to dress, and you have to get out of that box. Like, so you mean to tell me that a prime minister, can't dress sexy? And to me, that's not even like sexy. It's classy to me. Like, you don't see anything. Like, it's you leaving it all up to, question. You're not showing anything. Like, I don't get it. I mean, you have people who dress trashier than that, and who are in, they may not be, no, they can be in seats of power. So I just don't get that.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's where my head's
the
at.
place,
Listen.
where you live,
Look, my whole thing is this. I wish, once again, that people would stop being so instantaneously upset when they see something and draw these big conclusions based on what they see. You have people that are calling for her to be fired from her job over a style magazine. This is what they do. This is not new for this magazine. They have done countless famous people, powerful people in this magazine. You mean to tell me because she's a prime minister that she can't be in a style magazine? You might as well tell every person on planet Earth who is in a seat of power somewhere.
And to me, I think it's more deeper than that to me. You might as well tell every little girl on this earth, if you want to be in a place of power, you need to dress like a nun.
Talk about it.
Like, you can't.
Yeah.
Okay, and forget about the girls who are going to grow up with, all in all the right areas, just, you can't help that. Forget about that. Like, you mean to tell me if you are blessed in certain areas that trying to, be in a seat of power
is impossible. Impossible.
Or that's the only way you're gonna be in a seat of power. See,
you went a whole different direction. Double standards. In order for you to be in a seat, you gotta sleep with this person, or you gotta do this, or you gotta show your curves. But when you get in that seat, all of a sudden, all that's gotta be subdued. You gotta cover all that up. So while you're not in the seat, if you're gonna be influential, you need to use your assets. But now that you're in that seat, you need to dumb all that down. There is such a double standard, triple standard probably, when it comes to women in power that bothers me to the high heaven. Like, it makes no sense that men can get away with so much dirt, so much hell, and yet women, y'all got to be classy, but not too classy. Firm, but not too firm. Aggressive, but not too aggressive. But you gotta show some skin, but not too much skin. And the higher you go, the less you got to be in order to do the things that you do. Less you be called out to be, doing too much. And don't be black. Oh my God, that's even worse. You see what happened with Ayesha Curry, and she was just trying to be sexy for her man. So let alone if Michelle Obama, oh my gosh, I felt so bad for her when she was in as a first lady because of everything that everybody was saying about her, and she never did anything wrong. So it's like, bruh, like it's so hard. And I was talking to one of my friends who, God bless her soul, she was at this high stakes race event this week, and she said the level of vitriol that was thrown at her by just about every guy there was so unnerving to her that she couldn't even enjoy the races she was watching because it was just that intense. While every guy, I want your number, can I talk to you, hey, come here, hey, you look good, taking pictures of her without her consent, all sorts of kind of stuff she had to deal with. It's amazing to me what men can get away with and still hold seats of power. Antonio Brown, football player, we talked about him a while ago that, he got in all that trouble for doing those women all sorts of kind of wrong, but guess who just signed him to a 1-year contract? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And who's quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? One of the best quarterbacks of all time. So it's like y'all can get away with heinous crimes and still get paid millions of dollars to do the things they do, and yet the him who shall not be named can do all sorts of kind of wrong things, because you said you want to talk about them today, can do all sorts of kind of wrong things and still hold a seat of power, but let that have been a woman. Let that have been Hillary. Let that have been Michelle. Let that have been Elizabeth. Let it have been my mama. Would have been gone in a heartbeat. All she did was take a picture. All she did was pose for a magazine, and everybody's treating her like she's the plague, or some people are treating her like she's the plague. Once again, this should not have even been a story. But because some people feel like, oh, you dress sexy, you can't be a prime minister, it defeats. It is so asinine to me that, I'm mad that we had to bring this to the light. But I want to make sure I did it today because I want people to hear, that this stuff is stupid. Like, this is dumb. We're in 2020. Like, at this point, if you can't handle somebody wearing a blazer, then I guess you just never had sex before, or you never looked at somebody and said, "Ooh, you pretty," or anything like that. It does not matter if she's a prime minister or a janitor. Listen, if a Style magazine says I want you to pose, again, we've seen worse than this with no one saying anything. Why are we tripping about this? Why? You have any questions or comments, feel free to throw that comment box below. We'll try to get to it as fast as we can. You are watching no, you're not. You're watching Puzzled with the Mad Hatter and the Red Owl. Our last story for the night. 51-year-old mom carrying daughter's baby as gestational. Did I say that right? Gestational? Surrogate. Gestational. That's right. Thank you. Gestational surrogate. Most mothers give their children the gift of life once when they're born, but one mom from Illinois is giving her daughter the gift again by carrying her baby. 51 years old, Julie Loving is nearly 9 months pregnant as the gestational surrogate for her daughter Brianna Lockwood. It's a gift that feels surreal to Lockwood. After several rounds of IVF and suffering multiple miscarriages, Lockwood's daughter told her she and her husband might want to look into surrogacy. It was something Loving had been pushing for a while. She even volunteered to be the surrogate, but Lockwood wasn't sure at first. I just kept telling her no and kept turning her down pretty frequently, only because I didn't think it was possible with my mom's age, and my mom was actually menopausal. Lockwood told CBS News, quote, "So as far as I knew about the reproductive science, that didn't add up and that wouldn't work." Let's see if there's anything else to say. This is what I want to say. Loving said, "It's true. She thought I was crazy. But Loving was confident she could carry the baby at 51. Quote, "I wasn't really nervous about it. I'm pretty healthy, so I thought going into it. I'm healthier than I was in my 20s, so I really wasn't worried about anything." Loving is a 2-time Boston Marathon runner and triathlete. She's had 2 children of her own and felt sure she could carry another, especially knowing how much it would mean for her daughter. I just had this feeling like she had been trying for so long, and I just wanted to give her some hope that there are options. Go grandma. That's all I really got to say about that. Like, I'm really happy that this was able to be done for her. I know a lot of people who have gone through issues like this of not being able to carry, trying multiple times and things not going well. And so for her mom to be willing to do this for her, was amazing to me. It is kind of weird, that it's grandma carrying child, but I mean, it's no weirder than a stranger doing it. So, I mean, for me, they kept it they were able to keep it in the family, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think grandma's gonna be crazy where like, well, I birthed her. Like, no, I don't think she's gonna do anything like that. So, I'm just really glad that she was able to, at the end of it all, be able to get the child. And what's gonna be crazy though is that watch what happens after they get this one. They gonna have the real couple gonna have like 3 more. Yeah. Exactly. So it's funny how things kind of work out like that. But again, I'm grateful that and she said it like this: motherhood can come in all forms, whether it's through IVF or whether it's through surrogacy or through adoption. So listen, congratulations to them. I'm very happy they were able to make a child. The couple was able to make a child. I mean, it's hard. It is as easy as it seems pregnancy can be. It's hard. It's very, very hard. Not just conceiving, but then carrying through term. It's so hard. I have no experience with it. I only experienced it by virtue of my wife, and I can tell you from our experience, it was hard. And so I can only imagine miscarriages and not being able to conceive and all those sorts of things. It's hard, man. It's really, really hard. So again, for her to be able to find someone, for her mom to step in, because when she at first she was like, no, Mama, I don't want you to do this. Mom was like, no, I can do this. I'm ready. I'm sitting on G.
And it's not like she was telling her she didn't want to do it because she didn't want her carrying her child. I think it was a concern for her mom.
Yeah, she's 51. Yeah.
I feel like that is awesome. Like to me, you know how I am about family and babies and stuff, and the fact that your mom is carrying your child, I think that is pretty darn cool. Like, that is too cool.
Right.
I can't.
Again, and I think it's awesome. It's awesome. The baby's supposed to be here in November. I'm going to try to remember to follow up with this because I want to see whether or not they're going to follow up once she does have the child, and then bring it back up here. But again, I mean...
And I love the fact that her last name is Loving.
Oh well, that's just automatic because that's her maiden name, y'all. Loving. So that's what made her like light up. I knew that was gonna make a lot of like a firecracker when she first read the story. Right. So, right, you might be. You just might be. You just might, because I know y'all did have
that little split in there.
Exactly. And I think where they at? Does it say where they are? I don't think it says. No, it doesn't say where they are. So again, congratulations to them. I'm very happy for them and excited for them. And again, it just goes to show there are great things happening in the world. You just got to know where to look, man. There are great things that are happening. And so we're thankful to God that He allows us to be able to see those things, be able to share them with y'all. Along with all the other dumb stuff going on in the world, there are some great things that are happening also. And so congratulations once again to them. I can't wait to follow up with this story to see the little baby when she comes out. So definitely looking forward to that. All right, that's it for us today. I'm excited to be able to be working on this puzzle. This will be my 100th puzzle of the year. It is Virgo, the Zodiac Virgin from Graphica. This is my 100th puzzle of the year, and it just so happens that Monday is my puzzle birthday, October 26th. And so if you haven't yet, go to my post, Mad Hatter's birthday. And make sure you put your name and your tag your friends and share it to your story for a chance to win 4 Josephine Wall puzzles from me. I'm definitely excited about all of that. And again, if you haven't signed up for the final race of the Mad Hatter vs. Puzzle Battle Championship, by all means go and sign up for that also. You guys have been great. You guys have been awesome. Thank you for taking the time to listen to us and laugh with us for a little bit. Hope that can be added a little bit of joy to your Saturday night. And we will see y'all on the next episode of Puzzled with the Mad Hatter and Red Owl. I'll see y'all sometime soon.